By the time Marissa left that night, I wasn't just wearing Clara's vision on my body. I was carrying it in my voice, my movements, my very presence. And though I told myself it was only for them, deep down I knew something in me had shifted. Permanently. Until now, everything had been contained: dinners at home, quiet experiments, carefully chosen outings where I could tell myself no one really noticed. But Clara and Marissa weren't content with shadows anymore. They wanted proof that their new Ethan could exist out in the open. The opportunity came on a Saturday afternoon. Clara breezed into the living room, her voice bright with false innocence. "Ethan, we're going out. Just the three of us. Marissa found a new cafe she's dying to try." My chest tightened. "Dress like this." I glanced down at my slim-cut trousers and the soft blouse Clara had picked out that morning. Clara's smile was calm, but her eyes gleamed. Exactly like this. The cafe was crowded, buzzing with chatter and clinking cups. My pulse hammered as we walked inside, every step feeling like a spotlight. But no one pointed. No one whispered. The world kept moving as if I were invisible. We found a table by the window. Marissa leaned in, her voice smooth. "Relax, Ethan. You look natural. No one here sees what you're afraid of." I wanted to believe her. But when the server arrived, a young woman with sharp eyes, I panicked. My voice caught in my throat. Clara nudged me gently, whispering, "Remember what we practiced." So I softened my tone, smiled carefully, spoke with a calmness that wasn't mine, but sounded believable enough. The server didn't blink. She just scribbled the order and walked away. My shoulders sagged with relief. For the first time, I realized just how powerful this transformation had become. But the real test came moments later. A group of Clara's coworkers entered the cafe, laughing as they found a table across the room. My blood ran cold. If they recognized me, if they saw me like this. Clara reached across the table, touching the charm at my neck. "You'll be fine," she said softly. "They'll only see what I see." And to my shock, she was right. They waved, smiled, even complimented Clara on her stylish partner. Not one of them questioned. Not one of them smirked. As we left the cafe, I should have felt relief. Instead, I felt something worse: acceptance. Because in that moment, I realized the disguise wasn't a disguise anymore. It was me. The cafe outing should have been enough. I told myself it was an isolated test, something Clara and Marissa would tire of once they proved their point. But I underestimated them. They weren't satisfied with me surviving public scrutiny. They wanted me to thrive in it. Clara set the stage with her usual calm precision. "Some friends from my book club are getting together this weekend," she said casually over dinner. "I'd love for you to come." My fork froze halfway to my mouth. "Clara, I can't." "You can," she cut in gently, her voice firm but sweet. "They don't know the old you. They'll meet only who you are now." Her words echoed in my head for days. Only who you are now. On Saturday, Clara laid out my outfit without asking. Slim black slacks, a flowing cream blouse with delicate buttons, and a soft scarf to tie it together. Subtle enough to pass, but undeniably styled. When I hesitated, Marissa appeared, her grin unmistakably victorious. "Don't think of it as dressing up," she teased. "Think of it as dressing right." The gathering was at a small townhouse across the river. 10 women, all strangers to me, welcomed Clara with open arms. Their warmth extended to me without hesitation, no suspicion, no awkward questions. Within minutes, I was just another guest. But here was the real test. Clara didn't hover. She let me mingle. And I did. I found myself laughing with a woman named Helena about her impossible-to-train dog. Another, Sophia, asked if I worked in fashion, gesturing at my outfit with genuine admiration. I froze, but Marissa swooped in with practiced ease. "She has a real eye for style," she said smoothly. "She." The words slid out of her mouth so naturally, no one blinked. I should have corrected her, should have laughed it off. But I didn't. Instead, I nodded, cheeks burning, heart racing with a confusing mix of shame and exhilaration. By the end of the evening, no one there had ever known Ethan Hale, the defensive, combative man I once was. They knew only the softened, polished figure Clara and Marissa had molded. And for the first time, I realized something terrifying. I had played the role so well, I didn't need to fake it anymore. On the drive home, Clara glanced at me, her lips curved in quiet triumph. You see? You belong there. You always did. And though I wanted to deny it, my silence betrayed me. Because part of me feared she was right. After the book club night, something strange began happening. It wasn't Clara guiding me or Marissa coaching me, it was me, alone, catching myself slipping into the habits they'd planted. At work, I noticed my voice softening during meetings, smoothing over the sharp edges that once made me sound combative. In the elevator, I crossed my legs without thinking, the way Marissa had taught me. At home, I lingered in front of the mirror longer than before, adjusting the drape of a scarf or the fall of my hair, not out of obligation, but because I wanted to see how it looked. And that terrified me more than anything Clara or Marissa had done. One evening, Clara came home late from the office. I had already made dinner, the table neatly set. As she walked in, her eyes landed on me, not just at what I was wearing, a soft cardigan she'd slipped into my closet weeks ago, but at the way I carried myself. She didn't need to say it. Her smile said everything. "You're getting comfortable," she whispered after dinner, brushing her hand over mine. "This is here when you stop fighting." I wanted to argue, to insist I was only pretending. But the truth caught in my throat. Because if it was just pretending, why did it feel so natural now? The following weekend, Marissa visited again. As always, her sharp eyes scanned me like she was measuring progress. Over coffee, she tilted her head and asked, "Tell me, Ethan, do you ever miss him? The old you?" The question cut deeper than I expected. Did I? I thought about the man who had spent years proving his toughness, snapping at every insult, fighting shadows that never stopped chasing him. I thought about the constant weight of defending an identity that never seemed to fit. And then I looked down at the silver chain resting against my cardigan, the soft fabric against my skin, the calm I felt in that moment. I swallowed hard. Sometimes I admitted quietly, but less and less. Marissa smiled knowingly. "That's because you're not pretending anymore." Clara's hand found mine under the table, squeezing gently. Not triumphant this time, not manipulative, but almost tender. As if she were holding not her husband, but someone she had always known was waiting to emerge. And in the silence that followed, I realized the most frightening truth of all. Maybe she was right. Up until then, my reflection had always been something I could manage, a glance in the hallway mirror, a quick check before leaving the house. I never lingered long enough to confront the changes piling up piece by piece. But one Saturday morning, Clara changed that. She called me into the bedroom, her tone deceptively casual. "Ethan, help me with something?" On the vanity, she had arranged a few things, a comb, a bottle of light foundation, a subtle shade of lipstick. My stomach flipped instantly. "Clara," I started, my voice uneasy. She stepped behind me, resting her hands on my shoulders, guiding me into the chair. "Just for fun," she whispered. "No one will see. Just us." I should have refused. Every nerve in me screamed to walk away. But I sat down. Clara worked slowly, carefully, almost reverently. The foundation blurred sharpness into softness. The lipstick added the faintest touch of color. When she was done, she tilted my chin toward the mirror. And I froze. Staring back at me wasn't Ethan, the man who once fought for every scrap of masculinity he could claim. It wasn't quite a stranger either. It was something in between. Softer, lighter, familiar and foreign at once. For a long moment, I couldn't breathe. Clara's voice broke the silence. "Do you see it now? This is who you've been becoming all along." I shook my head, though weakly. "That's not me. It's makeup. It'll wash off." She smiled, brushing her fingers along my jaw. "Makeup only reveals what's already there." Later, when I finally washed it away, I thought I'd feel relief. Instead, I felt loss. As if wiping it off hadn't erased the image, but had only buried it, waiting for the next time Clara chose to bring it out.